Hello friends, good morning. We often wake up every morning thinking about our job, deadlines, targets, salary, promotions and pressure. From morning till night, our entire energy goes into work. But somewhere along the way, we forget the most important project of our life, ourselves. Gaur Gopal Das often reminds us that a job can give us income, but only self-work can give us inner growth, peace and long-term success. Think about this deeply. A job can be taken away, replaced or changed, but you remain with yourself for life. If you don't improve your thinking, habits and character, no position or salary can truly satisfy you. Many people upgrade their resumes but never upgrade their mindset. They learn new software but never learn patience, discipline or emotional control. That is why even successful professionals sometimes feel empty, stressed and unhappy. The first powerful lesson is that your job depends on your skills, but your life depends on your character. Skills may help you get hired, but character helps you stay respected. Imagine two employees with equal talent. One is calm, disciplined and humble. The other is egoistic, impatient and negative. Over time, the first one grows naturally because people trust him, while the second one struggles despite talent. Gaur Gopal Das explains that when you work on yourself, your attitude, values and behavior, your job performance automatically improves. Working on yourself means learning how to manage your mind before managing your work. A person who cannot manage stress will suffer even in a good job. A person who cannot manage ego will damage even strong relationships at work. But someone who works on self-awareness learns when to speak, when to stay silent, when to push forward and when to let go. Such a person becomes stable in chaos and calm under pressure, qualities that no job description can teach. Another beautiful example Gaur Gopal Das shares is this: sharpening the axe. If a woodcutter keeps cutting without sharpening his axe, he will get tired quickly and produce less result. But if he stops for some time to sharpen it, his work becomes easier and more effective. Working on yourself is like sharpening the axe. Reading, reflecting, improving habits, and learning emotional intelligence may not look like work, but they multiply the results of whatever job you do. Your job gives you a role, but self-work gives you identity. Titles change, today manager, tomorrow something else, but your values, discipline, and mindset stay with you. When you work on yourself, you stop depending on external validation. You don't break down because of criticism, and you don't become arrogant because of praise. You become grounded. Gaur Gopal Das teaches that a strong inner world creates a stable outer world. So don't ignore yourself while chasing success. Grow professionally, but grow personally first. When you work more on yourself than your job, you don't just build a career. You build a life that is meaningful, peaceful, and impactful. Success then becomes a byproduct, not a burden. Your job is an important part of your life, but it is not your whole life. A job primarily gives you money, structure, and routine, but it cannot give you clarity about who you are or where you are going. Many people earn well, yet feel lost inside because they never worked on understanding themselves. Gaur Gopal Das often explains that money can solve external problems, but inner confusion requires inner work. When you work on yourself, your thoughts, values, and purpose, you gain direction. Direction means you know why you wake up every morning, what truly matters to you, and what kind of person you want to become. Without self-work, even a high-paying job can feel meaningless, but with inner clarity, even simple work feels purposeful. Peace is something no job description can offer. You can have a secure job and still sleep with anxiety. You can have a respected position and still feel restless. This happens because peace does not come from your designation, it comes from your mindset. When you work on yourself, you learn how to manage stress, expectations, and emotions. Gaur Gopal Das teaches that outer success without inner stability is like a beautiful house built on weak foundations. One small problem and everything shakes. Self-work strengthens those foundations. It teaches you how to stay calm when things go wrong and humble when things go right. A peaceful mind allows you to enjoy your work instead of being consumed by it. Many people confuse being busy with being fulfilled. They work long hours, sacrifice health and relationships, and believe they are moving forward, but deep inside they feel empty. A job keeps you occupied, but self-work keeps you aligned. When you reflect on your behavior, improve your habits, and develop self-awareness, you begin to live consciously instead of mechanically. Gaur Gopal Das often says that life is not about running faster, but about moving in the right direction. Without working on yourself, you may climb the ladder only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. Self-work ensures that your efforts are meaningful, not just exhausting. Working on yourself also helps you detach your self-worth from your job. When your identity is fully dependent on your role or salary, any failure, criticism, or job loss can break you emotionally. But when you build inner strength, you realize that your value is bigger than your position. Gaur Gopal Das explains that roles change, companies change, and markets change, but character stays. A person who has worked on patience, resilience, and self-respect can face uncertainty without losing confidence. Such a person does not panic during difficult phases because they trust their inner resources, not just their external situation. Direction in life comes from understanding your priorities, and this understanding grows through self-work. When you reflect regularly, you begin to see what truly deserves your energy and what does not. You stop chasing everything and start choosing wisely. Gaur Gopal Das often reminds us that not every opportunity is an opportunity. Some are distractions. A job may demand your time, but self-work teaches you balance. It teaches you when to say yes, when to say no, and when to step back. With direction, you no longer feel pulled in every direction by society's expectations. You move with intention, not pressure. Inner peace also improves the quality of your work. When your mind is calm, you focus better, communicate better, and make wiser decisions. Instead of reacting emotionally to stress, you respond thoughtfully. Gaur Gopal Das teaches that emotional intelligence is a result of inner work, not professional training alone. A peaceful person becomes a stabilizing force at the workplace. Others feel safe, respected, and understood around them. This naturally leads to growth and respect. Ironically, when you stop obsessing only about your job and start working on yourself, your job performance often improves automatically. Ultimately, a job supports your lifestyle, but self-work shapes your life. Money can buy comfort, but only inner growth brings contentment. When you work on yourself daily, by reflecting, learning, improving habits, and managing emotions, you develop clarity, peace, and strength. Gaur Gopal Das teaches that success without peace is failure in disguise. But when peace and direction come first, success becomes meaningful and sustainable. So work sincerely at your job, but work even harder on yourself. Because when you grow internally, everything around you begins to fall into place naturally. Skills are important because they open the first door in life. Your education, qualifications, and technical abilities help you get a job, a role, or an opportunity. But what happens after that door opens depends largely on your character and mindset. Many people are extremely talented but struggle to grow because they lack humility, patience, or emotional maturity. Gaur Gopal Das often explains that talent may get you noticed, but character keeps you respected. In the long run, people remember how you behave more than how much you know. Skills may introduce you to success, but character decides how long success stays with you. Character is revealed not when things are easy, but when things are difficult. Anyone can be polite when life is smooth, but how do you behave under pressure? When deadlines are tight, when someone criticizes you, or when things don't go your way, that is when character speaks. Gaur Gopal Das teaches that growth comes to those who respond with maturity instead of ego. A person with strong character does not blame others, complain constantly, or create negativity. Instead, they take responsibility, learn from mistakes, and move forward. Such people naturally earn trust, and trust is the true currency of growth. Mindset plays a powerful role in determining how far your skills can take you. Two people may have the same talent, but the one with a learning mindset will grow faster than the one with a fixed mindset. Gaur Gopal Das often reminds us that saying, "I know everything," is the beginning of decline. A growth-oriented mindset stays curious, open, and adaptable. When technology changes or challenges arise, Such a person upgrades themselves instead of resisting change. Skills without the right mindset become outdated, but skills supported by the right mindset evolve with time. In the workplace, attitude often matters more than ability. A person who is skilled but arrogant creates discomfort, while a person who is skilled and humble creates harmony. Gaur Gopal explains that people don't leave companies, they leave toxic behavior. Your character influences teamwork, leadership, and communication. When you listen respectfully, accept feedback, and treat everyone with dignity, people want to work with you. Growth opportunities often come not just from performance, but from how safe and positive you make others feel around you. Mindset also determines how you handle success. When success comes, a weak mindset becomes egoistic, careless, or overconfident. But a strong mindset stays grounded and grateful. Gaur Gopal teaches that growth stops the moment ego begins. People who grow consistently understand that success is temporary and learning is permanent. They don't look down on others or stop improving. Instead, they stay disciplined, humble, and focused. This mindset protects them from sudden downfall and keeps their growth steady and sustainable. Character influences how you handle failure as well. Skills cannot protect you from setbacks, but character can help you rise again. When failure happens, some people become bitter, negative, or hopeless. Others reflect, learn, and rebuild. Gaur Gopal often shares that failure is not the opposite of success, it is part of success. A strong mindset sees failure as feedback, not as an identity. Such people grow wiser with every fall. Over time, this resilience becomes their biggest strength, stronger than any technical skill. Ultimately, skills are tools, but character and mindset are the hands that use them. Without discipline, patience, and integrity, even the best skills remain underutilized. Gaur Gopal teaches that real growth is not just about climbing higher, but about becoming better. When you work on your mindset and character daily, your skills find the right direction. Promotions, respect, and opportunities then come naturally. Because while skills may get you hired once, it is your character and mindset that decide how far you go and how well you are remembered. In today's world, everyone talks about time management, productivity, and workload, but very few talk about mind management. We believe that if we organize our tasks better, everything will improve. But Gaur Gopal often explains that an organized schedule with a disturbed mind still leads to stress and burnout. You can finish all your work on time and yet feel exhausted, irritated, and unhappy. Why? Because the mind was never at peace. When the mind is cluttered with fear, comparison, and overthinking, even small tasks feel heavy. But when the mind is calm and focused, even a heavy workload feels manageable. That is why managing your mind must come before managing your work. Many people feel busy all day but achieve very little because their mind keeps jumping from one thought to another. They are physically present at work, but mentally they are worrying about the future, regretting the past, or comparing themselves with others. Gaur Gopal teaches that wherever your mind is, that is where your energy flows. When your energy is scattered, your efficiency drops. A calm and centered mind allows you to give full attention to one task at a time. This not only improves the quality of your work, but also reduces mental fatigue. Mind management is not about doing less work. It is about doing work with clarity instead of chaos. Stress is not always caused by workload. Often it is caused by how we think about the workload. Two people may have the same responsibilities, yet one remains peaceful while the other feels constantly overwhelmed. The difference lies in their mindset. Gaur Gopal explains that resistance creates stress, while acceptance creates strength. When you keep telling yourself, "I can't handle this," your mind becomes heavier. But when you tell yourself, "I will take this one step at a time," your mind becomes lighter. Managing the mind means learning how to talk to yourself with patience instead of pressure. Another important aspect of mind management is emotional control. In the workplace, many problems are not technical but emotional. Anger, ego, jealousy, and insecurity often create more damage than lack of skill. Gaur Gopal often says that A person who cannot control emotions will be controlled by situations. When your mind is trained, you don't react instantly to criticism or provocation. You pause, reflect, and respond wisely. This emotional maturity protects your relationships and reputation. No matter how well you manage your workload, if you don't manage your emotions, stress will follow you everywhere. Mind management. It also teaches you the art of balance. Without it, work slowly starts controlling your life. You begin to carry office stress into your home, your sleep, and your relationships. Gaur Gopal reminds us that life is not just about professional success, but also inner well-being. A managed mind knows when to work hard and when to rest without guilt. It understands that rest is not laziness, it is renewal. When the mind is balanced, you return to work refreshed, creative, and motivated instead of drained and frustrated. Managing your mind helps you stay steady during uncertainty. Workloads change, pressure increases, and unexpected challenges arise. But a trained mind does not panic easily. Gaur Gopal teaches that stability is not about having a problem-free life. It is about having a calm inner state even when problems exist. When your mind is strong, you stop overreacting to temporary situations. You focus on solutions instead of complaints. This inner stability makes you reliable and trustworthy in the eyes of others, which naturally supports long-term growth. Ultimately, workload will come and go, but your mind stays with you everywhere. If your mind is constantly stressed, no success will ever feel enough. But when you learn to manage your mind through awareness, discipline, and reflection, work becomes a part of life, not the burden of life. Gaur Gopal teaches that peace is not found by escaping responsibility, but by carrying responsibility with the right mindset. When the mind is managed, work becomes meaningful, stress becomes manageable, and life becomes lighter and more fulfilling. Daily self-improvement may seem small and insignificant, but over time, it creates extraordinary transformation. Gaur Gopal often explains that life rarely changes through dramatic overnight success. It changes through small, consistent efforts. When you improve yourself a little every day, your thinking, habits, communication, and discipline, your job begins to feel lighter and more meaningful. You stop struggling against work and start flowing with it. Just like regular exercise strengthens the body gradually, daily inner improvement strengthens your ability to handle pressure, responsibility, and expectations at work without feeling overwhelmed. When you work on yourself daily, you begin to respond instead of react. This alone can completely change your work experience. Many workplace problems are not caused by tasks but by emotional reactions. Anger, frustration, insecurity, or ego. Gaur Gopal teaches that self-improvement starts with self-awareness. As you become more aware of your emotions and triggers, you gain control over them. You stop taking things personally and start seeing situations more clearly. This calm response improves decision-making, reduces conflicts, and creates a peaceful working environment around you. Improving yourself daily also enhances your focus and discipline. A scattered mind leads to unfinished tasks and constant stress. But when you train your mind through reflection, reading, or mindfulness, you develop the ability to concentrate fully. Gaur Gopal often says that discipline is not about forcing yourself. It is about aligning your actions with your values. When you become disciplined internally, you waste less energy on distractions. As a result, your work quality improves. Deadlines feel manageable, and productivity increases naturally without burnout. Another powerful effect of daily self-improvement is growth in emotional intelligence. You begin to understand people better, communicate more thoughtfully, and listen more patiently. Gaur Gopal explains that success in any job depends heavily on how well you deal with people. When you work on empathy, humility, and respect, your relationships at work improve. Colleagues feel comfortable around you, conflicts reduce, and teamwork becomes smoother. This positive environment often leads to more opportunities, recognition, and trust, even without actively seeking them. Daily self-improvement also builds inner confidence that does not depend on external approval. Instead of constantly worrying about feedback, comparison, or validation, you focus on becoming better than you were yesterday. Gaur Gopal teaches that confidence is not arrogance, it is quiet self-belief. When you improve yourself consistently, you trust your abilities and decisions more. This confidence reflects in your body language, communication, and leadership. Others naturally start seeing you as reliable and capable, which enhances your professional growth. Self-improvement helps you adapt better to change. Jobs evolve, roles shift, and expectations increase. But a person committed to daily growth does not fear change. Gaur Gopal often reminds us that growth begins where comfort ends. When learning becomes a habit, challenges become opportunities. Instead of resisting change, you embrace it. This adaptability makes your job easier and keeps you relevant in a fast-changing world. While others feel threatened by change, you feel prepared for it. Ultimately, when you improve yourself daily, your job stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a platform for growth. Gaur Gopal teaches that work is not just about earning a living, it is about building a life. Inner growth transforms outer effort. When your mindset improves, your attitude improves. When your attitude improves, your performance improves. And when performance improves, opportunities follow naturally. Daily self-improvement does not just make you better at your job, it makes your entire life more balanced, peaceful, and fulfilling.